Now I would like to show you how to ream, that is to enlarge and smooth the holes in your beads or pearls. Why would you do this? Because sometimes you choose a bead to use in a piece of jewelry and you just can't get the wire that you want into the bead. It just won't go in. The hole is too small. So in that case, you need to ream it or enlarge the hole, make it nice and smooth so that you can put the wire that you want to, the gauge that you've chosen, into the bead. You can also do this with pearls. Even a pearl this small can be reamed. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this bead here. It's an ocean jasper bead, and I'm going to use the electric bead reamer. It has a very simple on-off switch. I really like this tool because it was made to be used in water. Now that doesn't mean that you submerge the entire tool in the water. You put your bead in the water to moisten it, and then the tip of the tool, just like this, and then you insert the tip of the tool into the hole and turn on the machine. Now the one thing that you want to be sure you do not do is try to force it. I'm just going up and down a little bit into the bead, and I'm keeping the bead submerged in the water. And after a little bit I turn it off, and then I turn the bead over and come at it from the other side. And again I submerge the bead into the water. You really don't want to force it because all that will happen is the tip just gets stuck in the bead and it turns off the motor in the reamer. Okay, so let's test the wire on this. You will need a length of wire, any length actually, but in the gauge that you intend to use for the ring or the earrings or the bracelet or whatever it is that you're going to be making. In this case, I have a piece of 18 gauge wire, and look, it goes right in. Now sometimes it takes quite a bit longer than this. I've only been at this for just a few moments. Don't be discouraged if it takes longer than that when you try it. Now I'd like to also ream out this little pearl because I want you to see how easy it is. Here's the hole, very tiny. 18 gauge wire will never go in that hole. It's made for stringing wire, stringing thread, something of that nature. So what I'm going to do is submerge the pearl, moisten the tip of the tool again, just like this, and now I'm going to insert the tip into the hole and submerge the tip of the tool into the water. It's really important that you put the tip of the tool into the bead hole first, because when it's vibrating it's hard to find the hole sometimes. Okay, again, I'm not forcing it. I'm just letting the tool do its job. I'm kind of going up and down. You can see some of the debris from the inside of the pearl coming out into the water. It's really fun once you learn how to ream out your beads and pearls. It's so much fun because you'll find that you're able to use beads and pearls that you never thought you could in a piece of jewelry, especially things like bracelets and rings that take heavier gauge wire than, say, a small pair of earrings. Okay, and now let's start on the other side. Again, this hole is very tiny to begin with. Now you can't do this with man-made beads such as crystals, handmade glass beads, that sort of thing. The beads would simply shatter. Oops. Let's turn this back on. There we go. But you can ream out just about any natural stone, coral, different types of stones such as turquoise, pearls obviously. You just can't use this technique with crystal beads or with handmade glass beads. And the reason that this device was designed to be used in water is because the friction from the electric reamer would shatter any bead after just a few moments because the bead would become very hot. So the water keeps the bead cool. Now if you should happen to drop your tool into the water while you're doing this, be smart about it. Unplug the tool before you try to turn it off and take it out of the water. There we go. Wow, that hole has really been enlarged. And I should mention too that this tool does not drill holes, it only enlarges existing holes. Okay, that went right on. Amazing. And I think I even reamed it, if anything, a little bit too much. This pearl would probably fit on 16 gauge wire now. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little lesson, and I hope it's of great benefit to you, and you'll be able to use it to make lots of jewelry pieces.